Welcome to day 2 of Breakfast Central this week. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure to do this with you every day of the year so far. The year is fast moving. It was just yesterday we said Happy New Year. Before we blinked our eyes, what's today's date? I've even forgotten what the date is.
It's 12.
Oh my goodness, 13th.
13th. Wow, I'm still in the past.
The days are flying fast, exactly, very quickly.
Flies, yeah.
And we hope that you're making hay while the sun shines and that you've gotten fully into the groove of 2026 and you've started with all the vision boards. And if you haven't, don't worry, me and you are on the same page. We're taking it one step at a time. You're welcome once again to Breakfast Central. For the next 3 hours, we're taking you around the country. My name is Olive MOD.
And I'm Benga Borough. I'm here to make hay while the sun shines, but the sun is not out yet.
I'm proud of you.
It's around 10, 11, I'll go outside and shout, hey. That's making hay while the sun shines. You're welcome to Breakfast Central. You know the drill. I mean, it's a breakfast show that brings you everything you need to start your day right. So sit back, relax, and we have a lot in store for you today. But as usual, we'll start off with our wake-up conversations. What's the wake-up conversation saying? At a time when rising transport costs continue to bite hard, help has come on 2 wheels for some junior staff of the Kano State Ministry of Investment, Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives, as Commissioner Gwani Shehu Wada Sagagi marked his 1 year in office by distributing 10 bicycles to ease their daily commute. The presentation, which took place at the ministry, was aimed at appreciating the dedication and hard work of junior staff while improving their welfare. Addressing the beneficiaries, the Commissioner urged them to rededicate themselves to their duties and support the ministry's mandate as the Director of Administration and General Services, Alhaji Abdullahi Yahuza, disclosed that the bicycles were purchased from Sagagi's personal funds and that another batch of 10 will be distributed soon, with beneficiaries expressing gratitude and prayers for the Commissioner's continued success. Well. First of all, congratulations to him on his 1 year in office. I think that this is a laudable achievement. Very laudable. Very noble as well. He's doing 2 things at once. Not only is he grateful and giving them these bicycles for making his 1 year in office very easy, he's encouraging physical fitness. Yes. You know, in this world where lots of people are dying from obesity, hypertension, when you are cycling to work every day, your blood will be pumping better. So exactly. This is a very laudable achievement. And I know many people think... The most interesting thing about it is, I mean, it's coming from his personal funds. Exactly. Like so that's the part I wanted to go to. Just when we can confirm that this is not taxpayers' money he's used to reward them this. 1, 2, that in the event that there's a budget, a public budget for this, that is not an overinflated budget. You know how they do, how we hear of certain padded budgets where they, something that typically costs and talking about overinflated budgets, did you drive through Third Mainland Bridge today? I did. Did you notice anything extra? I was reading all through, so I didn't notice. Okay, you didn't notice the 40 billion naira cameras they commissioned for an 11-kilometer span. I thought the cameras were already there before. Like, I really don't understand. The speed limits showed, I could see cameras there before, yes, so I don't understand the Honorable Minister came around the state to commission it. That's around $20-something million. That's very interesting. So we'll come to that issue during the course of the show. Why many people want to make jest of this and joke about it, and I know that my initial applause of him might have sounded sarcastic, but it's not. I think that it's great. You know, it's important to appreciate people. And if you look at other countries, Amsterdam, the Netherlands, in the Netherlands, there's certain other countries where you would see that bicycle is a major way of commuting. Even China. Yeah, people don't always have to drive. You have bike lanes in Rwanda. It's fitness. Yeah, and it's fitness. You don't have to drive. It's safe. I look forward to the time when we can incorporate that into you're not emitting any CO2s. Yes. But in Nigeria, we always feel everything is a joke and you have to laugh about it. But it's a laudable initiative. I appreciate him for doing that. The best part of it is that he identified people that work hard. We don't really get that in Nigeria. They'll say, after all, they're paying you, so if you like, don't work hard. You know, to encourage them, and it goes a long way. Yes. They would always remember. They will. I would say that... And they could have used this money for anything else. Yeah. It wasn't compelled. I think that it's great. I think it's a laudable achievement. If I were one of his staff, I would appreciate that. In fact, if New Central gave me a bicycle today,
I'll be very happy to receive that, even though a car is nice.
So, okay, you know, management might be listening, so which one do you want, bicycle or car?
Both.
You are greedy. I'll give you bicycle. Ah, nice.
Let's see what Nigerians are thinking about this on X, and then we'll come back here. But you can also share your thoughts on YouTube as well. Someone says LOL in 2025, and he's probably driving a Lexus. I mean, you can drive a Lexus. It doesn't mean I have to give you what I'm exactly. Driving. We like that. So my housekeeper, I want to applaud her for doing well. I will now give her a car now that I cannot afford. Unless I can afford it, which is a different case. And it's not one person here, it's 10 people. And
it says this is just the first batch.
If after 1 year in office, the biggest achievement is sharing 10 bicycles, then the office has failed its mandates. Investment and commerce are about the economic growth, not token gifts. Interesting. You want him to spend taxpayers' money. Exactly. You do your damned. You don't your damned.
Exactly.
You want him to spend taxpayers' money. You can't satisfy people. You want him to use taxpayers' money getting them luxury cars. For what use exactly? They are being paid for the job they're doing. If they so need an SUV. Can we please go back to that tweet? I'm not yet done with it. They're being paid for the job they're doing. If they so need an SUV, they should fund the purchase from their pockets. Gaskia, like, it's simple. The man said he did that with his personal money. I mean, if truly that is the case, you don't expect him to do what he cannot afford. Abubakar Sadiq says, the bicycle is even Tokumbo. How
do you
Shame is just shaming me on his behalf. Demola Jomo says, again, let's not be those people. And unfortunately, we have become them, that nothing can satisfy. Because if that man had bought luxury cars for his staff, these same Nigerians will be the one to tear him on social media.
EFCC.
They will call EFCC and tell EFCC to investigate. They will ask him where did he get the money. They will say that he's using taxpayers' money for his own personal frivolities. It's the same way these same Nigerians every year tear down lawmakers who are getting new vehicles and complain about why they feel they need to get new vehicles. So if we see something that is good, let's applaud him. It's not taxpayers' money from what he said. It is his personal money. And if from his personal money he chooses to reward, it's not you that will tell him what to choose to buy. And if the civil servants didn't want it,
they won't show up.
Exactly.
They won't look so happy receiving those gifts. So it meant something to them.
And it's something to them. If they decide they don't want it, they can gift it out, or they can resell it and use the money for something else.
It's not.
I beg that one.
It's not in your place.
From where I am, I don't think there's anything completely wrong with that. What you can assess him with is his time in office. What were some of the effects of his time in office? If you have laudable criticism in that regard, nobody can argue that with you.
Yeah.
But if we are judging him based on him appreciating his staff by giving them the bicycle, that's an entitled mentality to expect that he should have done more. But let's go on YouTube. For those of you on YouTube, we're streaming live on YouTube. News Central Live is where we are at. Please drop a comment and let us know what your thoughts are. Do you think that it's something to be applauded that he gave them a bicycle, but you expected he should have done better by giving them luxury cars in 2026. But let's move away from the north and come here to the south.
From the north to the south.
In a surprising twist, what many would say was very unexpected, in River State, 2 lawmakers loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike, Minority Leader Silvanus Eyina.
Formerly loyal.
Formerly loyal. Formerly loyal. Well,
after this move.
No, but I don't think you. No.
Okay.
Wike is loyal to the PDP and was still loyal to the leader of the APC. So I think you can be loyal to both masters. So 2 former lawmakers who were loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike. The first person is Silvanus Eyina Nwankwo, who's a minority leader, and we have Peter Abe of the Gema. They have backed away from the impeachment push that Governor Siminalayi Fubara push against Governor Sim Fubara, calling instead for calm and dialogue. In a video now circulating widely online and aired by River State Television, the duo urged their colleagues in the House of Assembly to embrace a cooling off period, signaling a possible pause in what will be the 3rd impeachment attempt in under 3 years. Though they avoided directly naming the impeachment, their message is seen as a strategic retreat amid deepening tensions between Fubara and Wike, raising fresh questions about the governor's future and whether diplomacy can diffuse the crisis crippling the state. Let's take a look at the video.
Gentlemen, you are all aware that the River State House of Assembly issued a notice of impeachment on the governor of River State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara and the Deputy Governor of Rivers State. But we have called this press conference to appeal to our fellow colleagues to tamper justice with mercy and to see how we can resolve this matter apart from the impeachment proceedings. That is why we are here this morning to appeal to the conscience of our fellow colleagues, having listened to so many pleas, calls from our elders and leaders, both within and outside the state, begging for leniency. We are begging, calling our colleagues to reconsider our step and see how this matter can be resolved amicably, even though the governor and the deputy governor has infringed on the Constitution. But
the governor, yes, he has infringed on parts of the Constitution, but we are human beings, and we as people, as members of the 10th Assembly, we want to plead with our colleagues to please reconsider. This, you know, we have received calls from leaders, from people in Rivers State, outside Rivers State, and we see that you don't raise the axe and swing it as you raise it. So we plead with our colleagues to reconsider, to please reconsider, provided the governor too has a role to play. He too must make sure he doesn't infringe furthermore on the Constitution. So that will bring an amicable settlement to the whole thing.
Well, quite the plot twist we didn't see coming, but it feels like Rivers State is an onion. The more you peel, the more you realize there are layers under. Some will make you tear up, some will make you laugh. Quite interesting there.
But it was quite sobering, and the tone in which they spoke.
Genuine.
I mean, it's very hard for you to see politicians speak like that. They're always vibrating, you know, speaking and very excited.
So what led to the change of heart?
For me, I mean, from my own perspective, because we're all political animals. What political animal are you?
I'm a lion.
Yeah, political desert fox. Anyway, we'll get to it. So, two reasons as a political animal and as a student of politics that I can deduce. That video was taken very early on Monday morning. Yes, it's either they listened to the sermon in church on Sunday and was fresh in their minds. Maybe the homily was on reconciliation and forgiveness.
Just so like it touched the Senate president.
And then the second reason was that they watched Breakfast Central on Friday, I believe, where we had Dr. No. When we had Dr. J.K. Pele and also...
Honorable Collins Odu.
Yes, and the legal experts.
Evans Ofuli.
So they saw the conversation, the dialogue, they had fillers from the people, and then they said, okay, we'll have a change of mind. Okay. Either one of those two.
Thank you for this. You aspire to Maguire. What has happened, we're not quite sure, but it would seem that there's been some political behind-the-scenes moves that have occurred, and something has happened to change their minds all of a sudden.
They've been receiving calls now. Our network is good. That's what they said. Hello? You know, if you don't want to pick some calls, you say, hello, I can't hear you. Network is bad. Even I say.
Please, leave me alone this morning. But it would seem that this is political moves that we probably didn't see coming. With Rivers State, you cannot often predict what will happen. It always comes as a shock.
It's not here.
What the reaction of the FCT minister will be, we do not know yet. What the reaction of the remaining lawmakers will be, we do not know yet. If these two wield enough influence to convince others to drop their case, and if they were convinced to drop their case for, you know, because they saw the merit in supporting the governor, we never will know.
If it was the Right Honourable Martins Amewule, if it was one of those two, then we can consider the weight of it, because you could see the way he was speaking when he was talking about the violation of the Constitution by the governor, the tone. He even threatened that maybe we should just resign and
But the question is, if you genuinely believe that the governor violated the constitution, if you genuinely believe in that, are we doing forgive and forget? If you genuinely believe in that, then you should follow the due course of the law.
And then
because is anything different from us saying that when people, like when we criticize this whole kinetic approach that they use to fight terrorism, when they say that if people do certain actions that are illegal, that they should be made to face the consequences of their actions. So forgiveness is for God, but consequences is for man.
Yes, like Vladimir Putin said, forgiveness is for God. It's my duty to send them, the terrorists, to God.
Let's see what Nigerians are saying about this. Well, you can share your thoughts on YouTube as well. We're streaming live via News Central TV Live.
Pato says, this is exactly what I expected His Excellency Fubara to do. Use your influence and infiltrate members of the House of Assembly. That's exactly what Wike would have done if you were in your shoes, says Pato. Lord Foster says, the Wike structure is developing cracks. 2 members down, how many more to go? It's funny how principled lawmakers change their minds when the political weather changes. Rivers people, please grab your popcorn.
It's about to go down.
ISIP says, this is what happens when public pressure meets political reality. When the people speak loudly enough, even the most calculated plots start to crack. River State is watching, Nigeria is watching, and history will remember those who stood with democracy and who tried to trade the people's mandate for personal interest. Power belongs to the people, not backroom deals. Okay. Ibibo says, it's clear that the voice of the people and our elders is louder than any political vendetta. The House is folding because you cannot impeach a man who stands with the masses. River State is not a personal estate. Do you think these comments are getting ahead of themselves? It's just 2 people that are playing for, let's temper, or in his words, let's tamper justice with mercy.
Exactly. They are getting ahead of themselves.
Yeah, they're getting ahead of themselves. But we'll see what happens at the end of the day. And it'll be nice for feedback from their constituents and not some elders or influential people that are calling them. It would always be great to have that. You should carry the people along. And the governor, by the way, and his deputy have this Thursday, 7 days, to respond to the allegations.
And the FCT minister has returned to Abuja to continue with his ministerial duties.
After, I think it was about 17 days away from Abuja.
Yeah, he has continued, with his ministerial duties. And he has said that it's only President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that can sack him, regardless of what critics say. And that the president should sack him if the president believes that he has nothing to offer. Has
he said anything about the state of environment in the FCT and the garbage heaps and mountains?
Not that I know of. I would do a
little now that it's back, hopefully they will fix it.
They'll fix that, as well as the issue of one chance. One chance has become
it's terrible.
A daily conversation in the Federal Capital Territory, which is very embarrassing. We can't be searching for Abuja and hearing stories of residents who are talking about just being afraid for their lives. And it's not just...
nobody should live in that sort of fear.
Nobody should live in that sort of fear. That seems to be the order of the day in the FCT. But let's move on to our next story, Benga.
Okay, and this next story is about insecurity. Fear has gripped Ikoyi, Ile town of Oyo State as residents brace for a possible attack by suspected bandits just days after a deadly raid at Oyo National Park left 5 people dead. The warnings came in the form of 2 handwritten notes, one in Yoruba, another in English, threatening violence on Tuesday, January the 20th, and urging compliance from the community. While the authenticity of the notes is still being verified, locals say they are staying indoors and reinforcing security measures at homes and businesses. The Oyo State Police Command confirmed awareness for the messages and said investigations are underway to determine their origin and intent. Residents and local vigilante groups have appealed to governments and security agencies to intensify patrols and provide timely intelligence support to prevent a repeat of last week's attack. And, it's...
Yeah, this is a press release by the Oyo State Police Command, and in the press release from the Oyo State Police Command, the FM receiving the report, they said they wish to inform members of the public that they've received incredible information regarding a handwritten note written both in Yoruba and English languages, allegedly dropped in front of a residential building in Ikoyi-Ile, Orire local government area of Oyo State. The note is purported to have been authored by suspected bandits threatening an attack on the Ikoyi-Ile community. Upon receipt of this report, the Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Command, CP Femi Haruno, immediately activated the Command's intelligence, tactical and operational response architecture. The State's intelligence...
Very big English.
The State Intelligence Department, in close collaboration with tactical units, was directed to commence all intensive debriefing of all persons connected with the discovery of the note, while operational assets were promptly deployed and repositioned within Ikoyi-Ile and its surrounding communities. So there's also the stop and search operations, intelligence surveillance, strategic area domination have been significantly reinforced. Police personnel are currently on 24-hour surveillance. Anyway, they've spoken a lot of English as to...
Yeah, so the tactical, you know...
security lingua. Anyway, you backtrack to the attack that happened in Old Oyo.
The National Park.
Yes, the National Park. This was on the 6th of January, I believe last week, Tuesday, Old Oyo National Park. Now, reports have it that it's a dispute between the forest guards, that the forest guards had arrested some illegal miners. And as a result of that, the illegal miners and the legal miners are in cahoots with the terrorists as some sort of
payback.
Yes, payback. So it's like some vengeance. There's a word that comes...
Revenge mission.
Revenge mission is retribution that comes to my mind.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Yeah, so, but basically, it's like them trying to get back at these forest guards for what was done to them, for the fact that their members were arrested, the illegal miners were arrested. From the reports that we've seen, or some of the reports that we saw, the illegal miners, we hear that they share abode with even the legal miners. So after they were arrested and they reported to their bandits, the bandits came. Before the forest guards would finish grilling these illegal miners, the attack had occurred. You know, they were cut away.
And it led to loss of lives.
Weapons, 5 people lost their lives. You know, it's a really unfortunate incident and an unfortunate update that we have. We are liaising with terrorists now, with bandits.
I really hope the police will make an example out of this. I mean, the audacity. They haven't even gotten to the courts yet.
But you know why this can happen? It can happen because, and I'm not going to in any way excuse it, we've handled, our armed forces, our law enforcement have tried their best. But in some measure, many people would argue that we've handled terrorism with kids' gloves, when we're making excuses for them, when we're making excuses for their mindset, when we're talking about de-radicalizing them and reintegrating them back into the society.
For violent crimes they have committed against people.
Repentant terrorists. Repent.
How can you be a repentant killer?
But for all the people that you've killed, you need to go to jail. You need to face the law. So we have set, and the way they say anointing flows from the top, we've set a precedent for how we view terrorism. And also, when the government has failed people in protecting them, it's why the people would have relationships with the terrorists. You know that in some communities, reports have it that they pay money to Boko Haram and all these other terrorists to protect them.
Money to farm.
Yes.
So, a form of...
So it's like money before you start building.
Informal tax, yes.
Before you start building. After you've done all your C of O, you've done every payment to the government, you then pay money to be able to start your building. It's the same way terrorism. Yes. You are paying money to terrorists to be able to go to farm, to be able to go to work, to be able to live peacefully. And so somebody that has paid money to terrorists before, to be able to get their work done and to be able to live peacefully, you don't expect that when they're in trouble, they shouldn't run back to the terrorists.
I mean, why should we even have this sort of things in a society that is governed by law and order? This sort of things only happen in states where there's a complete breakdown of law and order and there's no presence of the state, and we really need to do something about it. It's a good thing the president is talking about recruiting more members into the Nigerian police and other security services, and hopefully they'll be able to fill those gaps. But this is very, very sad news, and we hope justice will be served. But
before then, let's also talk about this letter, you know, that has been sent. I can imagine how terrifying it is for citizens in the state to hear that they've gotten a letter, particularly those within the Ikoyi-Ile community, to hear that someone is back in the day. I think he's Anini the thief in Edo State, or back in the day that they used to write letter to say, We are coming to rob you on the 20th of January.
But the good thing is, and I'm very excited that the Oyo State Police Command is very proactive. They released that press statement with plenty English, but after all those big English and tactical maneuver and strategic, they should, as the community has requested for, have multiple patrols. They should step up intelligence, because they've already given you expo now that they're coming. So have regular patrols. If you have to be there for a number of weeks, you should station men. You should have rapid response units that can easily come in for back and prepare for anything.
And what would be embarrassing is if they were able to eventually carry out the attack against the citizens, because they gave you notice and you still could not put your house in order. That would be very disrespectful, to be an insult to our law enforcement, and we hope that that's not what happens in this scenario. But let's see what Nigerians have said about this on X. Our first tweet, Steve Not Job says, "This is no longer a joke. Things have really gotten out of hand. Imagine bandits issuing a statement that they will attack Oyo on a certain date. The funny thing is they might actually carry out the attack successfully while the government just watches. I hope not. I don't want to believe that this will happen. It's good that they have been informed on time. The Oyo people should ensure that the visitors are well taken care of. Bandits are just aggrieved citizens who deserve good governance too. The Oyo State government should make provisions for their arrival and ensure that whatever they need are provided for. Don't do anything that will put Ashiwaju's government in bad light. Let's cooperate with our visitors." Who is this person? "Even if they take people with them, please remain calm and law-abiding. The government will negotiate to get the people released. The bandits are the fourth arm of government and should be accorded ha, 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 ha." Akan Patrick, be calming down now. There's a lot of sarcasm in that tweet. Oyo State government should not take this information with a pinch of salt. Those guys are unpredictable. As a matter of fact, they can come on or before, or even, let me add, or after that date. Therefore, a proper security measure is needed. Our next tweet, "Abeg, who gets Trump number?" Nah, we don't want it yet. Moving on, Sheikh Gumi, or whatever his name is openly demanded that we rotate governance with terrorists, and the so-called government of the day allowed it to slide. Welcome to the new dispensation. I'm not totally sure of that tweet. I heard Kano and some other northern states have been paying this tax for many years now, allegedly. What a country. Yep. And Isali, we also have heard a lot of that as well, about people who have been paying to guarantee their safety and security.
And communities.
Yeah. Wow. Really, really sad story there. But, I mean, let us know what you think. Let's see if we can take comments from YouTube. And then we'll come back to take comments much later on in the show. But remember, we're streaming live on YouTube, News Central TV Live. And let us know your thoughts on any of the stories that we've talked about.
Let's also know your thoughts on the 40 billion Naira CCTV on 3rd Mainland Bridge that was inaugurated yesterday by Honorable Minister Dave Umahi. That's about $22 million.
Wow. Anyway, we'll come back to talk about that much later. But for now, let's share with you what our headlines are this morning. Our top stories this morning on Breakfast Central. Outrage grows over sundry expenses in proposed 2026 fiscal plan. Activists condemn security failure as Ekpoma residents protest rising insecurity. Delta CP allegedly detains junior officer and protects the DPO in 2.5 million naira extortion case. FCT Council polls, Abuja residents raise voter apathy concerns. And we'll review the newspaper front pages with our analysts and with you. Stick around for all these and more.